Hello guys, so today we're going to go through the guides by Konami themselves. Alright, so maybe I do not need to post any tutorials video. This will be the ultimate guide by Konami themselves. So it's under the season 1 patch notes here. I will leave the link in the description. If you want to see this, you can check that out. But I'm going to go through this with you guys here in this video. Season 1 patch notes. Greetings to all football lovers from around the world. Okay, yada yada yada. Let's get to it. New gameplay approach. There will be passing, dribbling, shooting. I think they covered all of the things new in the game. Alright, so we're going to go through them. I'm probably going to stop until the gameplay only. The Dream Team, maybe we can do a separate video. Alright, so new gameplay approach. The new football game that eFootball 2022 envisioned. So this is what they have in their mind, the developer. To all the passionate football fans who show their support amongst the stands or through the TV screens, we want to provide you with the best that eFootball 22 can offer. To achieve this, the intensity of ball-winning scenarios and individual team tactics seen in real-world football must be well recreated, and the tactical decisions made during matches must be reflected effectively. This is no easy task, but we know that football fans revel in the experience of tactical battles based on football theories rather than game-like scenarios. Yeah, I really like real-life football tactical battles. I mean, yeah, the system that they use. That's why I've been recreating the tactics in PES 21. Alright, so to realize our vision, we have reviewed and improved various aspects of gameplay with this update. Let's go through some of the major improvements made to the game. Player and ball behaviors. Player behaviors on which everything is based upon has been rebuilt from the ground up. The center of gravity and inertia are pertinently utilized for moves such as dashing and stopping, be dribbling to dodge an oncoming opponent or breaking the opposition down with a one-touch pass or a switch of play. Now you can experience the sensation of swinging and being swung as if you are playing football in real life. Yeah, let's take a look here. Right. Oh, what a play, man. What is that passing? Let's take a look at it again. How do I replay? It's auto replay, right? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 passes. Man, that's a nice play. How about this one? Oh, why is so laggy here? All right. That's a stunning cross, stunning lofted pass towards the other side, switching the play. All right, so that's it. All right. So basically, it likes to recreate what is happening, what is being played on real life football. So I really get that sensation when I play the game. I honestly can say it's probably the best football simulation so far that we have. So yeah, I really like it. We have made changes to the kicking action so that the time needed for kicks of various distance will vary, and there will be preliminary actions needed for incisive kicks to be played. We were also able to brush up ball trajectories with the help of research institutes, from dipping and bending crosses to top spins, through balls and ricochet from block shots. You can now see convincing ball behaviors among many different scenarios. Yeah, we can see that when you cross the ball, it's no longer like a similar type of cross. When you play PES 21, you can expect what kind of cross that you will get, but this time that there's a bit of dipping and bending, a bit different. Good to see. Some improvement there. Natural player behaviors and ball behaviors that take rotation, springiness, and friction into account. All of these elements help create the moment of suspense that we so often experience in modern football. When dribbling past opponents and breaking through the last line of defense with passing plays, these are the factors that give us the acceleration we crave for. Yeah, the game is definitely faster now. You have to make quick decision definitely compared to 0.9, where the defender is a bit slow to get closer to you, and so you can definitely react to them, but this time you really have to think one step ahead when you play the game. So it's going to take some time to get used to it. With your experience, yeah, you can definitely get away from the defenders. Right, so tactical team battles. Apart from individual player behaviors, we have also made it possible for you to engage in tactical battles by including team play elements that are prevalent in modern day football. In terms of attacking, your players can now work as a team to create space for the dribbling maestro to go one-on-one against the opposing defender. You also have the option of maneuvering the opposition with a mixed range and short passes of different strength. When defending, the team formation and tactics will dictate the position where the players will attempt to win the ball back. What's more, we have also implemented a new feature in which the team will work in tandem to regain possession. Right. So yeah, obviously you can dribble when they have three types of dribbling speed because they're using that contextual sprint button. Basically, if you just use a left stick to dribble, it's kind of like a finesse dribble. The ball is very close to the feet. Uh, but if you hold the sprint button, the R2 button halfway, then it will do a normal dribble like in previous pass when you use the left stick. And then if you hold the sprint button all the way, uh, it's going to be a proper sprint. All right, so there's three different speed of dribbling. And if you do a sharp touch, you can push the ball further away. That's why you uh, press the R2 all the way, then release it quickly. All right. I don't know what this video is showing. I think it's about teammate press. Yeah, that's a good addition in my opinion. All right. Definitely will make things a little bit more quicker now. Individual and team. Oh, the basis for these elements has been restructured so that familiar scenarios in real world football will now happen throughout matches. Ultimately, these changes made it possible for us to create a football game in which football-like decision at any given moment could be deciding factors between winning and losing. All of this and much more is available at your fingertips through easy-to-play commands. Yeah, okay. In the following section, we'll be going through an in-depth explanation of the new match commands that we have implemented with this version, as well as other useful tips for tactical battles. Alright, thank you for making this guide, Konami. Wish that they have just put this in the game itself, so that we can just go through it easily, instead of having to go through their website. Alright, now passing. For this installment, we have focused on embodying the satisfaction of incisive passes that we so often experience in real world football. Take the following scenarios as an example. Pinpoint low passes toward the target man's feet. I think this is just a normal pass. Incisive switches of play to the opposite flank. This is probably crossing. We can do it with the stunning cross. Remarkable one-touch passes when receiving the ball. Yeah, I think the animation is added a lot more than previous pass, so that a bit more fluid the gameplay. You do not need to turn as much to pass the ball. When you're doing one-touch pass, you can just pass the ball as you receive the ball without turning while being successful at it. Previously, in previous pass, when you do that kind of passes, usually the pass will go astray. So definitely a good addition to the game with the new animations. Now, piercing crosses that aim between the defenders and the goalkeepers. I think this is the stunning cross too. Very fast crosses. Gentle passes into open space, allowing the receivers to easily make the next move. I think that's the main reason the passing power is very slow, because in previous pass, if you play with very close distance support, if you do a very little power gauge when you pass the ball still go over the player that you want to pass the ball to. So usually we lose the ball. So I think that's the main reason they make the passes more gentler, more slower, so that it's easier for the closer teammates to receive the pass. I think that's a good addition, but yeah, I don't know. We have to get used to it, I guess. By splitting this type of kicks into different commands as well as adding new command combinations, you can now orchestrate a series of passing plays that would only possible if all the players were perfectly synchronized. I mean, like that previous example, the first video that we see, very nicely done. 5 passes into the penalty box there. The feeling of making that decisive pass and the sense of achievement when you break down the opposition have never been any greater. Yeah, you definitely feel like that when you play the game. From here on, we will introduce the main passing related improvements that we have made with this update. Yeah, I hope they keep improving the passing. Right now, main features of the stunning pass. This is one of the most groundbreaking mechanism that we have incorporated in this installment of the game. Low passes, lofted passes, and crosses alike. Now you can play all kinds of passes incisively using stunning kicks. Don't be fooled into thinking that these are just fast passes. They are vital weapons in your arsenal that will spell the difference between victory and defeat in a lot of matches. Stunning low pass, pacey pass. Yeah. Towards the feet of the receiving teammates, the ball will tend to float for passes of longer distance. Stunning lofted pass, lower and pacey pass comparing to the normal lofted pass. The speedier version of the normal, yeah, basically a pacier passing. But one thing that I want actually is a higher lofted pass. That thing is so useful. I use it a lot in PES 21. When you are close to the defender, you can just lob the ball over them with the high lofted pass, but you can no longer do that. So it's easier to lose the ball, I guess, in this game without that. Obviously, with the new additional teammate press, it's going to be harder to get the ball through if the situation get a bit crowded. A stunning cross, slightly lowered, a speedy cross. It also carry a stronger curl. Yeah, a speedier and carries more width than the normal low cross. The ball will also tend to bounce just in front of the receiver. In my experience with a couple of matches that I played, to do a stunning shot, these stunning kicks, you really need to be quick. When you get into the space with a sprint or a sharp touch, then just execute it. It takes some time for you to keep the ball, so do not let the defender to get close to you. Right, so you have to do it as quickly as possible after you bypass the defender. Do not wait until they can recover. To perform a stunning kick, press R2 fully along with the pass command as if you are channeling your strength into the pass. Create decisive opportunities with incisive kicks. Yeah, you have to release the sprint button first if you want to do this, because you need to do basically a separate command together with a pass or a shot or a cross. You have to press it together. All right, you cannot just press sprint, hold sprint, then press pass or press shoot. That won't execute it. You have to press it together at the same time. Effects of player skills. Player skills will also influence the trajectories of stunning passes. True passing skill cannot see this yet because I haven't played that much game. When performing stunning through ball with opposition, players in the passing lane passes with this skill will be able to perform passes with curvier trajectories. So you might want to get players with this skill, true passing skill, so that you have curvier trajectories. Pinpoint crossing skill, increase ball speed and accuracy. All right, so this usually most fullbacks will have pinpoint crossing. So you want to cross most of the ball that you have at the wing area with fullbacks. Low lofted pass skills, low lofted pass. All right, so usually this is very useful for your center back or your defensive mid to give pass straightforward long ball. Yeah. This affect the stunning lofted pass and stunning chip through ball. I hope they just keep with the sharp, but because it's sharp turn, should be the same, right, for all of them, because the execution is the same using R2, so it should be all the way the same. Sharp, touch, sharp cross, sharp everything. Then this we have stunning, sharp touch, but I like saying stunning Stunning kick. Like a stone cold stunner. Stunning kicker. Like a Japanese commentary. A stunning kicker. All right, so with no opposition players in the passing lanes, I tried to do a lot of stunning shots in my gameplay, but the defender make a nice recovery with the sliding tackle, so it's a bit hard if you play with players who knows how to defend. All right, now passes with this skill can perform lofted passes with even lower trajectories. As the above example suggests, stunning kicks can help widen the scope of play. On the other hand, it also has its shortcoming. Drawback of stunning passes and tips on how to use them effectively. To play a penetrative kick in real life, you would have to take a bigger stride. Alright, so this is something new. Let me read that back again. Drawbacks of stunning pass and tips on how to use them effectively. To play a penetrative kick in real life, you would have to take a bigger stride. We have also recreated that motion in this installment of the game. This means that the ball will take longer to lift. Alright, this we already know this. Basically, it takes longer for you to kick the ball, so the defender can come closer to stop you. Alright, so you need to have a lot of space and time to execute the shot. Alright, as a result, defenders could seize the window of opportunities to utilize their bodies to regain possession or block the pass. Yeah, most of my opponent managed to block my stunning kick. Alright, so definitely defendable, this system. However, there are ways to work around this drawback. For example, so when dribbling down the flanks, input stunning kick command just as you take a strong touch to line up the kick. Yeah, this is what I found too. When you do a sharp touch, when you go diagonally towards the flanks, towards the wing, then you can shoot it across back with the stunning kick. Alright, so if you go to the right, taking the sharp touch, then you do a stunning kick towards the left, across the goal. By doing this, the striding action will occur as your players start closing in towards the ball. Oh, yep. So you won't have that I mean the slower kicking motion. I guess it's imbued inside the running itself, so this is good to know. By inputting a stunning kick command before controlling the oncoming pass, your player will prepare for a one-touch pass by moving onto an adequate position while doing the striding action. Whether if the ball arrives at your player's feet before the striding action could occur, he will attempt to trap the ball before performing said action. Alright, so if you want to do a stunning pass, a one-touch pass, by using a stunning pass, you can do it before the ball approach you. Alright, as the ball approaches you, you do it first before it gets to the feet. Right, so do it quickly. Use that standard interval of time to your advantage and dodge incoming defenders with a kick feint. Alright, so this is very important, guys. When you execute the sharp kick, you can gauge when the defender is coming towards you, whether they can stop you or not. If you feels that they can stop you doing a sliding tackle, then press the X button, cancel the shot, doing a kick feint. That's very powerful, very effective, I guess. Stunning kick increases the speed of passes, hence making them more difficult to control. Touches will also tend to be heavier in difficult positions, such as when receiving a long pass from behind while dashing forward. You can avoid these potential mishaps by adjusting your speed and turning your body towards the ball before receiving the pass. Yeah, when receiving a stunning pass, your first touch will be a bit rough. So that's what you need to know. One of my experience is when doing a one-touch pass, you can do a stunning pass, one touch, when you receive a normal pass. But when you receive a stunning pass, it's harder for you to do a second stunning pass, one touch pass. Right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Basically, because you have a harder time to trap the ball. So, because the stunning pass is a bit more powerful, so it makes it harder for you to do that second one-touch stunning pass. Right? I got that right. Pass and run. So this is pass and move previously in 0.9. In order to bring a brand new type of passing play to life, we have implemented the pass and run crossover for this installment of the game. In terms of passing combination commands, there is a 1-2 pass forward. This command will see passes running in the direction of attack after playing the pass. As its name suggests, pass and run crossover is a command which the passer will make diagonal run across the receiver after playing the pass, depending on the positioning of both the ball holder and the receiver. These are the movement that the players will make respectively. So I've made these tutorials before, pass and move. You can check that one out for more info. Basically, this is useful for combination at the wider area and the half space. Basically, you can use this with a winger, pass it to a defensive mid or a CF, so that the winger then cut inside horizontally, I guess. Then you can pass it back to him. And this is kind of like what Ansu Fati likes to do this. If you can see some highlights from Ansu, you can watch what kind of this play that they do. All right, you can also do this for short pass, like a tiki-taka style. So this is very useful for possession type of tactic, pass and move. But you can watch my tutorials. My 0.9 still works. It's the same thing. All right, so you can see this, some examples here. You can see winger to the AMF here, then pass it back. All right, then get into space here. It will go in the direction of the pass, the receiver of the pass. Here, he do the pass and move here. This guy initiate it. So that's why he go upward, because this guy that received the pass is above him. All right. If the guy is below him, then he will go down here. All right. So it's the direction of the movement is based on the receiver's position. All right. Here he initiated because this guy is here, so he will go here. Alright, so this is very useful. This command embodies the diagonal movement that we see so often in real world football, shaking off the opponent's type marking to receive passes or making a decoy run and line up for a stunning cross. In turn, this command allows for more attacking options. So this is useful to get into the middle area or to get into the wing area. Alright, let's see this again. Example number 6. Alright, so here, go here. Oh, okay. We can try to recreate that. I probably will do more of examples video, I guess, instead of tutorials, because I think this is a good guide, ultimate guide. Everything is in here, right? So this will take a bit long. Maybe, I don't know how many hours I have been talking. Maybe half an hour already. All right, so it might go as long. I don't know if you guys still here. You can read this yourself, but I will give some inputs, my experience while I go through this. Flick passing. When going against the defender's tight marking, one-touch passing placed near the penalty area can help create shooting opportunities. In particular, if you can match the timing of your teammates forward dash, playing an incisive flick pass will allow you to change the direction of attack with a single touch. This could be the provider of a decisive opportunity. In order to make one-touch passing plays like this more effective, we have made the following improvement in this update. Improved animation selection algorithm so that one-touch passes can be played with oncoming balls of different heights. Yeah, as I said previously, they have added a lot more animation, so the one-touch passes is more fluid now, more viable, more effective. You do not need to turn after you receive the ball, so try that one out, play with it around. Just do one-touch passes. Very nice to see the animation too. Very acrobatic, I guess. So I don't know, maybe they need to nerf it a bit, or maybe give it to make it like a one-touch pass skill, attribute to that, because it's kind of a bit overpowered if everyone can do that. Animation selection will now be more appropriate to the speed of oncoming balls. And maybe it can tie back to the passing stats, right? That's more what I mean fair, I guess. For example, when playing a one-touch pass with speedier oncoming balls such as stunning low pass, player will be more likely to meet the oncoming ball without swinging their legs. This improvement helps enhancing the accuracies and responsiveness of one-touch passing. See here, boom, right? New animations there. But not many can do that kind of passes in real life, so that's why I think only the best passing players, maybe 80 above players can do that. Players with low pass stats 80. How about this one? Example 8. So this is a normal one. This one maybe like 70 plus. This more viable for lower rated pass, late rated player. I mean, knock on to improve kick accuracy. When you're not under pressure from the opposition, there's an effective command that allows you to play better targeted kick. Press R1 or RB and move the right stick when you are in possession to knock on the ball towards that direction. Inputting kick commands after that will enhance your kick speed and accuracy, ensuring that you are not under pressure. Try it for yourself next time when lining up for a switch of play across or long ball behind the opposition line of defense. I think this will be harder to do because most of the players will press. But against some niche player who likes to stay at the back, maybe against a com who can do this, but most of the time you won't be using this. But it's good to know using R1 and then right stick just to push the ball here so that a bit further away from your feet so that the kick is a bit more accurate. Shooting, we have also implemented a variety of improvement for the single most exciting moment in football game shooting. Swing your shot with power, drive your attempt towards the feet of the goalkeeper, or hurl yourself towards an incisive cross to change its course. Now you can attack the goal with a wide variety of shots according to scenario at hand. In addition, player skills and stats will also be taken into account when shooting, therefore do your best to aim for a specific type of shots that your player excels at and be rewarded with a higher chance of scoring. Experience the anticipation for a goal and the rising tension in defense when the striker breaks free. Alright, so for shooting, what I have experienced is the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper is actually good at stopping the shots. But the thing is, when playing Dream Team players have a lower rated goalkeeper, so that's why it looks like it's easier to score. But if you play against top rated goalkeeper, it's very hard to score. So that's a good thing. But you can still score. So there's some balance there. So I'm liking that. Stunning shots, speedier and more accurate than the normal shots with a myriad of shot trajectories on offer. You can now attempt stunning shot for your next finish. This is quite difficult. However, as it requires the same striding motion as stunning passes, we need to draw the opposition away and create spaces and opportunities for the striker to attempt the shot. Yeah, in my experience, you have to bypass the defender first with a sharp touch or any kind of dribbling before you can do this. You can't go head to head with a defender. They will block it. Power gauge and skill activations. A world-class striker can put the ball past the keeper at ease with a variety of shot trajectories. With this update, you can now use stunning shots to attempt different types of shot depending on the player's skills. The following skills will be triggered depending on the power gauge input of your stunning shot attempt. Alright, so that's good to know. Right, so this dipping shot about 20% to 50%. Knuckle shot 50 to 65. Rising shot 65 to 95. Yeah, I think I'm going for players with rising shot because this is a bit easier, I think, to execute because you can just hold the square, the shoot button all the way. All right, this is a bit hard. 50 to 65 to gauge. This is easier, 20 to 50, just maybe a couple of taps there, right? Bit easier. You can get 50% power gauge. But here is the easiest, I guess, rising shot. So you might want to get your Steven Gerrard into your team, the Vieiras. Plays with rising shot. There's a lot of plays with rising shot though. So try to get that. If the player does not have the skill, we'll be attempting a speedy and more accurate shot instead. But from players with very high weak foot accuracy, the skills will only be triggered when the shots are being attempted with the player's stronger foot. Oh, okay. Okay, that's good to know. So very high weak foot accuracy is going to be high on demand because you can use the stunning shot with them. All right. So if you use stunning shot while you are on the weaker foot without this very high, so it's going to be a bit awkward for him to shoot the ball. Alright, so that's not good. The skills will not be triggered if the player loses his balance or if the ball is in a position where it is difficult to kick. Maybe this is tips here. If you see someone doing a stunning shot, then you can use the shoulder charge, the body charge, to make them lose their balance. Alright, the aforementioned skill shots cannot be triggered with normal shooting. What does it mean? Okay, so basically dipping shot, knuckle shot, and rising shot will not occur if you do not use the stunning shot. Alright, so you have to use the stunning shot to make this kind of shot. Alright, so yeah, I can get that. Can accept that. Let's see here. I think this one is dipping shot. Example number 10. Alright, so very tame, the dipping shot. But it makes the goalkeeper, makes it harder for the goalkeeper to save the shot because it dips and hit the pitch on the ground and deflected there. So it's harder for him to catch. Here, I think is the rising shot. Come on, example 12. Let's see the power gauge. Yep. Easier. Oh man, that looks cool. I'm going to get players with rising shot. I love doing rising shot in PES 21. Here, knuckle shot. This is harder. 50 to 60. Oh, but it's harder to look. It's harder to see. But you can see that the ball is like a floaty there. There's no spin to it. It's nice to see, but driven shot. When chances arise for a header or volley, you often see strikers trying to drive the ball towards the ground. On top of ensuring the shot will hit the target, the bounce of the ball can also make it more difficult for the goalkeeper to deal with. In this update, we have made it possible for you to deliberately aim for a driven shot. If the ball is in a certain height within 10 meters from the goal, shooting the ball using a stunning shot with power gauge input of 50% or more will increase the chances your striker will attempt a driven shot. Players that have the header player skill have a higher chance of performing down headers. Driven shots cannot be attempted if the player is under pressure from the opposition or in a position that make it difficult for him to attempt such shot. Under some condition, normal shot can also result in driven shots. Alright, so unlike the kicking, when doing header, you can do the driven shot. They name it driven shot. Basically, heading. Oh, that is a driven shot though. I thought it was heading downwards towards the pitch, the VTOL header, vertical takeoff landing. Here, all right. So you can do like what is it called? A volley, with a stunning shot, stunning kicks. So that's good to know. A wide variety of shooting motion as was touched on early stunning pass. You can now attempt a wide wide a range of crosses with this update in order to match the crosses and at various heights and speeds. Improvement were also made to shooting animation selection and shot trajectories, made the low incoming ball aimed between the defense line and the keeper with a sliding shot or a diving header, changed the course of the oncoming in stringer with a softly headed touch. Attempt an acrobatic bicycle kick to tuck away the second ball from a corner. Read it again. Attempt an acrobatic bicycle kick to tuck away the second ball from a corner. Depending on player skills and scenarios, you can attack the goal exactly the way you want. All right, so example number 14 here. All right. Oh, diving header. Let's see. The diving header, is it a stunning shot? It's normal header. No need for stunning shot. So basically, with the stunning cross, the trajectory is a bit it's a bit lower. I mean, it dips down with the curve, so it goes down, so you can do a diving header. I think that's what they were saying, like this, yep, or a sliding shot like that, right? So we usually see that in real life football. So if you want to do things like this, a very low cross, I guess, can do stunning cross, but do not think that normal cross is not useful. It's still very useful. I have scored a couple of goals from crosses. If you see my Dream Team videos, all right, workhorse making good of his height, heading the ball into the goal. All right, so I will be posting a lot more matches, maybe 2 matches a day or 3. So we can see some crossing actions from Beckham and Trent. All right, so dribbling. As a result of the implementation of new passing and shooting actions, the opponent will be looking to prevent any decisive kicks. This makes dribblings even more effective as it creates a dilemma for the defender. Okay, read that again. As a result of the implementation of new passing and shooting actions, the opponent will be looking to prevent any decisive kicks. This makes dribbling even more effective as it creates a dilemma for the defender. Attempt to block a kick and risk being fooled, or stand his ground and watch the striker score his mark. Alright, so basically, because this game you have that pressing button, which is now is X, and L2 is the matchup button for blocking or intercepting passes. So you have to choose whether you go close him down, mark him really tight, or close down passing lanes. All right. So this you have to play a bit. Maybe after a couple of minutes into the game, you can see the style of your opponent is playing, whether he's a passing kind of guy or a dribbling kind of guy. So you have to adjust accordingly. So. Moreover, as we have improved player behaviors by recreating realistic acceleration and motions that take into account the player's center of gravity, feints have become all the more effective. Yeah. This is what I like a lot about this game. You can definitely feel the difference between the taller, the bigger players and the shorter, smaller players. With the bigger player, you can like push them around, boss them around. But with the smaller player, the dribbling is a lot sharper because the center of gravity, obviously. And since the ball is close to your feet, it's very nimble. If you add that with the sprint button, definitely can dribble, still dribble like in previous pass, even though it's quicker now. It just take a little bit of practice. All right, so play this game. It's very good. Apart from utilizing pure pace, reading the defender's next move before striking the opposites, before striking the opposites is another exciting aspect of football. Make use of the techniques introduced below and let your dribblers shine on the pitch. So basically, you want to fool the defender, or you're going to the left, then go to the right. All right. So you want to fake them. Basically, you want to use the normal left stick, or you can use the right stick using step over, or you can use the overtake new skills, I guess, new skills, the overtake, where you push the right stick upward towards the front of the player, or you can use the sharp touch. All right, so this here, sharp touch. One of the deciding factors in dribbling is rhythm. Dribbling in a relaxed rhythm before suddenly accelerating can help you leave your opponents chasing shadows. The sharp touch command is at the ready for you to take a strong touch and swiftly accelerate to leave the defenders behind. All right. Let's go through this first. Then I'll see my piece. Triggering and cancelling a sharp touch. In order to trigger a sharp touch, move the left stick towards the direction you want to kick the ball out, and at the same time press R2 fully before immediately releasing it. All right, so you don't have to double tap R2 like in previous pass to speed burst. You press R2 fully, all right, then release it quickly. But if you double tap sprint, so it's kind of like a same motion actually. You just press the R2 fully, then releasing it quickly. So when you double tap, it's kind of like a same motion, but you don't have to double tap actually. Apart from frontal touches, you can also kick the ball laterally or even to the opposite side your player is heading. This is useful for break through opposition defenders who like to run alongside, as you will abruptly change your pacing and direction. When you perform a sharp touch, you will see a double circle around the feet of your player, and he will knock the ball further away from his feet in his next touch. Note that the action may take longer if you perform the command whilst the ball is away from the player's feet. In that case, simply release the L stick and you can cancel the sharp touch. Let me read that again. When you perform, this one. Note that the action may take longer if you perform the command whilst the ball is away from the player's feet. In that case, simply release the left stick and you can cancel. Okay, so I will have to try this. So basically, if the ball is further away from you and you do the sharp touch, it didn't happen, so you can cancel it if you do not want it. So this is quite useful if you do the first sharp touch, so you push the ball away, so the ball is further away from you, and then you do another sharp touch, the second sharp touch. All right, but as you want to do the second sharp touch, you notice a defender is coming, so you do not want to do that sharp touch because you will hit that defender, so you might want to cancel it. So I think that's what they're saying here. So you can simply release the left stick to cancel the sharp touch. All right, so we'll have to try that. Effects of sharp touch. In a dribble, if the opposition defender comes in for a tackle right as your player is taking a touch, chances are that he will not be able to dodge. Right. This is another point where the sharp touch is useful as it increases the time between ball touches. Incidentally, if the opposition defender decides to tackle your player after a sharp touch, you will be affordable more time to either jump and avoid the tackle completely or stagger your way through the body contact. Either way, this provides you with a higher chance to retain possession. Players who have high dribbling and body contact stats may even avoid those cynical behind-the-back challenges with a swift jump. Alright, so I guess the swift jump here is automatic. Alright, so I hope we have a button. Maybe we can press like R1, right? Here his jump. But it's auto. It's okay. Basically here, get tackled, then he jumps. Because I have a game where I was tackled while I was doing the sharp touch, and I still was brought down because he didn't jump. So I hope we can have a dedicated button for a jump, but maybe not, I guess. There's too much button to press. I guess I have to do another video for sharp touch. I already have for the 0.9, but it's good to see with this new pace of this game. The previous one is a bit slower, so we'll see how it works in this new game. The sharp touch. It's still the same, but the feel will be a bit different. Techniques utilizing sharp touch. The sharp touch is a command in which your player can take a strong touch. So here are two techniques that maximizes its effectiveness. For scenarios when the opposition defender is dashing towards your player, perform a sharp touch towards the back of the opponent, and you can make a run around dribble. Alright, so this guide definitely gives some examples. But I guess I will do more examples for you guys to see so that you can get some ideas what to do. All right. So if you have more comments or you experience something from your gameplay, you can comment in that video to help other guys and help me too. Because I didn't know. If I know, I would put in the video, right? So I think we need to build the community like that. So help each other out, because this game is definitely good, guys. Trust me. This is probably the best simulation football game that I have played so far, and I've played PES since PES ISS. I don't know what's it called, International Soccer. All right. So back when they still have this circle thing. All right. So when people said they hit this circle thing, they probably didn't play that ISS, because this is the original PES. All right. The scenarios. Okay. So it kind of like a run around dribble. So this is nice one. That can be done with a sharp touch. All right. Perform a sharp touch in the direction of the opposition player facing towards you, and you may be able to trigger a nutmeg dribble. All right, make a move according to circumstances and try it for yourself. All right, so this is one example, a nutmeg. So basically, it's the same as a speed burst, but yeah, a different name to it and a more improved execution, I guess. The speed burst is more like a advanced sprint, but this one is more like a proper dribbling skills tricks. So definitely a good addition to the game. All right, look at that nutmeg, nicely done. Shielding. This is probably the most important thing in the game for the attacker. If I think there's skill ceilings, the difference between a good player and an average player. All right. So an average player and a good player, the difference is whether they can master this shielding. All right. You can command your player to protect the ball from oncoming defenders using shield. Press L2 while he is dribbling to put his body between the defenders and the ball in an attempt to keep possession. When shielding the ball, consider the following points and make use of them in effective scenarios, where that shield is only effective right after pressing L2 while your player is actively protecting the ball. After that, continuing to hold L2 will not have any effect. Let me quickly read that again. When shielding the ball, consider the following points and make use of them in effective scenarios. All right, so this is the 2 points. Beware that shield is only effective right after pressing L2, while your player is actively protecting the ball. After that, continuing to hold L2 will not have any effect. All right, so this is something that we need to know. Continuing to hold L2 will not have effect. So hold L2, then get away from the defender using sprint, all right? As they press you, hold L2 to shield, then get away from them. Shield is not a good option while dash dribbling, since the ball will roll away from the player's feet while he is trying to use his body to block incoming opponents, all right? So when you want to shield, make sure to just use the left stick, only the left stick, all right? Shield the ball, then get the ball away. Shield the ball, get the ball away, whether pass or moving only using the left stick or push the ball away using sprint button. All right. Important of touches and ball touch control. If there is plenty of space in front of your player, dribbling with bigger touches is not a problem. However, if there are opposition player lurking around your player, could easily lose possession if he touches the ball further away from his feet. Controlling the strength of the touches using R2 is essential to ensure he does not lose possession easily. With this in mind, we vastly improved the accuracy and response of ball touch control using the left stick and R2 in this update. Yeah, this is a very nice things in the game. When people said the player moves slowly, it's because of this. It's because this left stick movement is for tight possession. You want to you want to dribble, you want to move the ball closely to your feet. So use only left stick. So that's why the left stick is very slow. The movement is very slow. It's kind of like a finesse dribble. So when the opponent is farther away from you, you can use the half sprint, right? Using the sprint, pressing the sprint halfway. You can use that for normal dribble. But when things are a bit crowded, use only left stick. Dribble slowly, it's okay. Take your time. Find a passing options, a good passing option to give the ball to, or wait for the defender to come to do a sharp touch or do some skills. All right. So take the opponent head on. All right. So take your time. Watch how Xavi play. Watch how Iniesta play. They are taking their time. All right. Go watch their highlights. This is football. This is football, guys. This is not just an arcade game. This is simulation football. This is nice. This is 7 out of 10 game. All right, this is no longer 0.9, a 3 out of 10 game. This is 7 out of 10 game. All right. Also, by releasing the L stick, you can command your player to move behind the traveling ball without taking any touches. During this time, the ball is at your player's feet, which allows him keep track of the opposition and attempt to break through with a quick and responsive touch whenever the chance appears. With this, you can experience realistic one-on-one scenarios using simple controls. Releasing L stick to move behind the traveling ball. Okay. So basically, I guess make some separation between the ball, maybe. Oh, that's nice dribble. That's what I'm talking about. Let's see that again. So, it just push. He just pressed the R2 in occasion, right? But just using the left stick. Oh, here only left stick. Just to make small adjustment, then use R2 to push the ball away from the defender. It's very nice to dribble. R2 also has significant implication when receiving the ball. It will detect the strength of your player's touches the moment the ball reaches his feet. Not pressing R2 will see him take a touch as close to his feet as possible. Pressing R2 will make him take a slightly powerful touch, and performing a sharp touch will see him take the heaviest of touches. Alright. So this is good to know. By utilizing these touches in the correct scenarios, not only will it make it harder for the opposition players to win the ball back, your player may be able to switch sides with the opponent, leaving him free to run through the open space. So basically, this is something that we need to master too. So there's 3 types. Alright, so normally just using the left stick for close control, then R2 just push it a little bit, then with a sharp touch to get the ball further away. And one more is you can use fake shot to trap the ball, right? Alright. Oh, you can leave the ball also through your legs, but this is something that we need to do. Usually I think for this R2, receiving the ball with R2, probably when receiving using CF, right? To get a bit away from the center backs, or maybe just drag the center backs a bit further in towards the midfield line to give space behind for the wingers to run into. Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. By utilizing these touches in the correct scenarios, not only will it make it harder for the opposition players to win the ball back, your player may be able to switch sides with the opponent. Wait, let me read that again. I didn't understand. By utilizing these touches in the correct scenarios, not only will it make it harder for the opposition players to win the ball back, your player may be able to switch sides with the opponent, leaving him free to run. This is what I'm talking about actually. All right. Let's see examples here. Oh, using R2. Okay. Okay, you can turn like that. I'll try it. Trap it towards the back when the defender is rushing towards you. Draw the opposition in and dodge. For defenders who try to lunge in and win the ball back, draw them in just enough so you can jump over their challenges and continue dribbling forward. The higher the dribbling and body balance stats of the player, so body balance is important, stats, the better he is at avoiding tackles swiftly. The closer you draw the opposition players in, the easier it will be for your player to break free after avoiding their tackles. So make sure to use players who are good at dribbling to your advantage. See the examples here. Okay. So this is basically moving around the defender at the last moment, all right? So this is the typical R1 dribble in PES 21. Defensive tactics. All right, so now we go for defending. There's a lot of things to cover here. This is the ultimate guide. All right, so be sure to get back to this guide if you're feeling lost. But of course, there's no examples here. There's some example by Konami, of course, but I will do examples. Don't worry. We will do. I will create. I want to contribute to the PES community, alright? So that's why I created this channel, because I love PES. I played FIFA, but it's just not for me. Alright, so the instant turning really turned me off. That's what I gotta say about that. Right, defensive tactics, and changes in command settings. In football, there are many different situations and options for defending. Positioning, marking the opposition, covering shooting angles, blocking passing lanes, luring opponents into narrow spaces to outnumber them. Alright, so these 4 things is what Konami is expecting you to do. Not like that, actually. It's more like their interpretation of football. All right. So when they see a football match, this is what they see. They see defenders marking opposition. They see defenders covering shooting angles. They see defenders blocking passing lanes. They see defenders luring opponents into narrow space to outnumber them. All right. So they implemented this in the game, which is good. Which is good because this is football. This is real life football, and they have advice from Gerard Piqué, a Barcelona defender. All right. So definitely taking into account his opinions. So this is the basic thing. Basically for defenders, mark the opposition. So you have to choose what you want to do. You want to mark, or you want to cover passing lanes. Have to do this. Try to do this at the same time. All right. So cover passing lanes first, then go towards the opponent to press them. All right. When in closer towards your goal inside the penalty box, you want to cover shooting angles instead of pressing. All right. So because you might cause a foul, so you might want to use matchup button inside the penalty box instead of pressing. Luring opponents into narrow space. I don't think luring is the exact word. It's more about diverting, basically. Diverting. All right, you're pushing basically. Not this luring is like pulling. It's more of like pushing opponents into narrow space. All right, so basically you want to push the opponents towards the touchline, and then press them against the touchline. All right. Then ball winning, following the opposition without sticking out the foot, then putting the body in to win the ball back as soon as they have taken a heavy touch. Yeah. I have an example of this in one of my game. where I just stay on my ground, wait for him to come close, and then I go in. All right, as I see him want to take a shot or something. I can definitely will make examples of defending too. All right, so there are some situation you want to press, some situation you want to be a bit conservative, wait for them. All right. We see different situation calls for different kind of defending action. Using body contact to win the ball back. Yeah, this is with the square button using that body charge, shoulder barge. All right. Winning the ball back with standing tackle. This is double tap X or double tap L2. Winning the ball back with a sliding tackle. This is important too. If you can anticipate what the opponent is doing, definitely can take advantage of this sliding tackle. All right, to cut off the passing, cut off his dribbling is definitely a bit more viable now compared to before. Before in PES, the sliding tackle it snap to the opponent's feet. All right, so not a good idea to slide tackle because you will cause a foul. All right. So, but in the eFootball, there's sometimes still snap to the feet, but a little bit more less. All right, a bit less, more less, lesser. Yeah, it's lesser now. Definitely a lot lesser. So you want to take advantage of that and do sliding tackle. Command control have also been reviewed in order to enable selection of different defending options based on the scenarios above. On top of that, player behaviors have also been enhanced in an attempt to make a defensive plays more satisfying. I was just looking at my clock here. Already 1 hour, I guess. This ultimate guide. Player behaviors have also been enhanced in an attempt to make defensive play more satisfying. Furthermore, team defending elements have also been added to the game amongst many other adjustments in order to ensure that the best outcome can be achieved by making the right decision based on football theory. Alright, so this is basically the AI. If you hold the L2 button, the matchup button, for a long time, and the opponent did not make a move like passing or something, your teammate will start to press even though you do not press the teammate press button. Right. So the AI definitely there's some more intelligence to it, I guess. All right. So the AI movement is a bit better now. All right. They're no longer running away from the ball. All right, which is very bad in 0.9. Riveting defending controls the configuration akin to previous version, so you have the option to switch it back to previous one. All right, so I've shown this in my first impression video. All right, so you can switch to a standing tackle, the square button, no shoulder charge. That depend on you. Try shoulder charge first. If you do not like it, then you can turn to standing tackle, a bit easier. But in my opinion, you just go close to the defender and use the matchup button that will try to win the ball back too. But definitely there's some advantage using standing tackle, especially at the wing area. Yeah. If you wish to revert, all right. So here you can take a look at this chart here. No, not chart, image. Yeah. You can switch here in detail setting in your control. Detail setting, Y, triangle. Alright, then switch to standing tackle. Pressure, another new addition as a part of this version. This is command in which you can ball by pressing and holding X. So basically this is physical defending and previous 0.9. Just switch it back to X. This depends on you, whether you prefer on X or L2. Like previously, you can switch if you want. But I think I will stick to the default button configuration here to make it easier for people who come see my videos. All right, so there won't be confusion. However, your player will be moving towards the ball in a straight line when applying pressure. As such, they may get caught by a cutback or a feint, or could even lose their footing in some cases. Therefore, it is important to watch your opponent's movement and judge the correct timing to perform this move. Alright, so the pressure and the matchup button. Right, I think they will cover matchup, right? Alright, so I will talk about matchup later. So pressure, this is basically physical defending previously, so they will just go press straight forward towards the opponent. So this is kind of like previous pass too. So but in this eFootball, because of the inertia, you might not want to just hold it because you will get get burned if the opponents know how to dribble or use sharp touch. All right, because of the inertia. So you might want to just tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it as you get close. Adjust it a bit using left stick, then tap it as you get closer. Don't hold it all the way. All right, tackling. If you press X twice quickly while defending, this I guess is L2, supposedly. Your player will try to win the ball back, sticking his foot out. Unlike pressure command, the timing of tackle is entirely at your hand. Therefore, a well-timed tackle in close proximity. This is basically standing tackle. They have high tackling stats, are able to perform precise tackle with a wider coverage area. So longer. I guess it doesn't depend on the height of the player, the length of the leg. More about tackling stats. All right. However, if you are unsuccessful with your challenge, your next move will be delayed because of your stuck out foot, and you run the risk of being left behind. All right. So this is basically a typical what is it called in the fighting game? Whiff, right? Whiff. Yeah, whiff. A sliding tackle. When it comes to winning the ball back, the sliding tackle is perhaps the most proactive form of possession recovery. Approach a dribbling opponent, then press a circle B to slide towards the ball and win it away, just as is the case with any tackle. Players who have a high tackling stat will be able to time the tackle precisely with a wider area of coverage. Furthermore, player with the new player skill sliding tackle will be able to win the ball with a greater accuracy. For sliding tackles, the direction of movement when the command is being inputted will determine where your player extends his leg towards. Use this to your advantage by moving in front of the opposition player just as he lineups for a shot and performing a sliding tackle to block his attempt on goal. I don't understand why it take them so long to implement this. The previous pass snapped into the legs. This should be like pass 6, where the sliding tackle move according to the command. All right, so if you sliding tackle this way, it should go this way, right? You should be going throughout the screen here, not like that. You just want to like hook the player's leg. That's the previous pass, but it's no longer there. Now it goes straight, which is good, which I like. This is how it's supposed to be. unless you bad, not bad, more like a naughty player on the pitch. You want to hook the player's feet, but I guess they can add a feature where you tap circle again after a sliding tackle to hook it. Just make like a tactical foul. I think that can be added if they want. Maybe in season 2 or season 3, I don't know. New future, right? Want to hook, tactical foul, circle, double tap, circle, or after the sliding tackle animation, tap with circle again. All right. Sliding tackle will see your player hurl his body at a position. Mistiming a sliding tackle has various negative outcomes, including being completely left behind. Even worse, that is the risk of bringing the opponent down and fouling them. It is therefore important to carefully assess the situation and only attempt a tackle when the timing is right. Yeah, this is one of the fun aspect of the game because of this proper sliding tackle going straight. You can now imitate Paolo Maldini. Right? Maldini, man. You can do that. Sliding tackle. Or like Barassi. Or Gigino Cellini. You know, the strong tackle, the hard challenge. Defending is fun in this game, guys. Play this game. I'm not from Konami, guys. I'm not from Konami. All right. I'm not doing this for Konami. I'm doing this for the PES community. Right. Matchup. All right. So I will talk more about matchup here. When defenders go up against an oncoming dribbler, they will often approach with finer steps. Now you can make your players do the same in game with matchup. Press L2 when defending, and your player will adopt a lowered stance and move with delicate steps. Basically, it's like jockeying. Moreover, when going up against the opposition ball holder, your player will also position himself adequately, since your player will always be facing towards the opposition player during a matchup. He will be in a good position to stick his foot out in case the opponent attempts to dribble through. Okay, so I've made a video on this. So basically, if you, I mean, the video is based on 0.9, the previous pass, but it's still the same. But now it just switched the button to L2. All right, so it's still the same. Basically, they have like a cone here. All right, and if you hold the matchup button, it will have a cone. Where you move your left stick, it won't go out of the cone. All right. So if you release the L2 button, the matchup button, then you can move outside of the cone. The cone is no longer there. Basically, it limits your movement, so it make it easier for you to adjust your positioning, I guess, to block the angles. All right. You can watch my video for how it works. All right. Here is just a picture here, but you can watch my video. I do like a looping around the defender, the opposition. You can watch that. It's still the same. All right. So that's good. Use matchup button. I use a lot of matchup button in this game. It's very good. Pressure, not much. I think instead of pressure, just use your left stick to move towards your opponent, and then I like to block the spaces instead of pressing. So instead of going straight here, I prefer like go here. All right, anticipate where he's going. If you think maybe you can, like they said before, layering into a narrow space, right? So maybe you can like go here, then push him go there, right? So it's unlike pressing here. Nah, that's not my style. If you want to be a better defender, if you want to press, pressing is more about chasing from behind or from the sides. But if you go one on one ahead like this, it's better to control the angle, right? Like if you want to know more, you can watch how Van Dijk defend. All right, he just follows the defender like that, then suddenly stop. Then the opponent don't know what to do. A big rock in front of him, right? So watch how Van Dijk defend. See his highlights. Blocking. When in a matchup, your player will try to stick his foot. So this is kind of like automatic, depending on defensive awareness stats. Along with those who have played skill blocker or interception. All right, so this is good to know. This is new stuff. Blocker. All right, interception is in previous pass, so this will be affected by that, the matchup button. So you might want to get midfielder with interception button to make it easier for you to intercept passes at that midfield area. Okay. Drawbacks of matchup. During a matchup, your player will move in fine step. Although he will be agile enough to respond to the opponent's lateral movement, he will not be able to dash across long distance. Therefore, if a fast-footed opponent is trying to utilize his space to break through, or if your player has been wrong-footed by a feint, you will have to stop using the matchup command and make your player dash after the opponent to avoid being left behind. Matchup anticipate the opposition kick, so your player could be easily shaken off by a kick feint. Matchup anticipate the opposition kick, so your player could easily be shaken off by a kick feint. As such, you will not. You will need to read your opponent's movement and decide whether you should engage in the matchup or not. So this is basically it. If you hold the matchup button, if they do kick feint, fake shot, your player will react. All right, so be careful of that. Inside the penalty box, you do not want to hold the L2 button, the matchup button, all the way, all the time. I mean, not all the way, all the time. You want to like tap it, tap it, tap it. Just adjust the movement, all right? And then when they going for a shot, that's a bit tricky there. Uh, you want the ball to leave the player's foot first before you hold the matchup button again, all right, to block the shot. So it takes some adjustment, takes some practice, but you definitely do not want to just hold the matchup button inside the penalty box. Outside the penalty box is still okay, all right. If you get fake shotted, I guess, outside the penalty box, it's still okay. It's still far for him to take a shot, but maybe a stunning shot will punish you. But it's still better uh, than when you're doing inside the box. All right, so be careful of that. Shoulder charge is a command which allow your player to win the ball back by bumping his body against the opposition ball holder when he closes in on an opponent. You can trigger this action by pressing square. All right. In a successful scenario, this move will stagger the opponent away and win the ball back, but bear in mind that charging from behind might be called as a foul against you. Furthermore, if your player's charging attempt is dodged, he will likely lose his melon and get left behind. Therefore, it is important to only charge at a distance where contacts can be easily made. Alright, so basically, no longer physical defending is no longer there. So shoulder charge, they implemented a new system here. I tried it a couple of times. It's quite good. It's quite okay. But the thing is, you need to be really close to the dribbler, right? So make sure you are really close to, like you already touch him, then you do the shoulder charge, all right? Make sure there's very little gap. Make sure there's very little gap before you attempt the shoulder charge. If not, it won't hit because the animation distance is very short, right? So you do not want that. Make sure to be really close to the shoulder charge. Related player is related stats for shoulder charge is tackling and physical strength. The higher these two stats, the stronger shoulder charge is. From my experience, the bigger player, all right, also have the advantage of it. See here, very close, then do a shoulder charge. A new addition to the game as part of this update is Call for Pressure is a command in which the entire team will work in tandem to recover possession. When defending, press R1 or RB and you will see a double arrow displayed around the feet of another teammate. He will try to win the ball back from the opposition ball holder for as long as the arrow is displayed. All right, here. On the other hand, players that do not have the arrow display around them will also work in tandem to win the ball back. Based on the distance from the ball, they will enter position themselves to block passing lanes and push up the defensive line. Call for pressure will be deactivated after a certain period of time or if the opponent successfully pass the ball to another teammate. Selection criteria of players applying pressure on ball holder. When calling for pressure, the teammate who is the closest to the opposition ball holder will likely go in and apply pressure. Another possible option to engage in press is the teammate who is displayed as the cursor change target. Note that only one teammate will be chosen to apply pressure in a given moment. All right. Call for pressure sees the entire team applying pressure in an attempt to recover possession. Hence, your team will position themselves closer to the ball to some extent. Therefore, if the ball is on the right flank and you decide to call for pressure, the opposition flank will likely become open. Okay. In case the opposition notices the opening and switches the play to the other side, you may be left exposed. Also, the stamina of the entire team will decrease during a press. This is especially the case for the player that are playing pressure close to the ball. As decrease in stamina has a negative impact on team performance, you have to be cautious not to call for pressure too frequently. All right, so that's it. That's it for teammate press. So not much info there. So I will break it down here. All right, so for teammate press, if you press the R1 button, the player who will do the pressing, the second man press, the teammate press, is the guy with this icon here, the next player switch button here, icon. All right. So for teammate press, what you want to do, there's two options. When you press it, then you can double press the dribbler, or you can cut off passing lanes here. All right. So when doing that, try to switch to other player. Basically, uh, for example, you are currently using this guy, all right? You're currently using this guy. Switch to this guy instead of using teammate press for this guy to press, all right? Switch to this guy so that you can use switch to this guy so that you can use teammate press for him to go here. Then you can use this guy to cut off passing lanes for this guy here. All right. So I have some examples in my gameplay, in my dream team. You can watch that, but I will do a proper examples video for this. Basically, you want to press the dribbler while you cut off passing lanes. All right. So you have to be active with player switching. And one more thing that you need to know, you can always switch to this player who is pressing, all right? So basically, say you switch to this guy, activate the teammate press, so this guy is coming, you cut off passing lanes, right? And then you can switch to this guy again to press manually, all right? To be more precise. Because this guy, he's just doing a normal press, right? So he's just going straight here. So you might want to do some adjustment. You might want to go here, then cut here, or cut here. So it depends on you. So there's an option to switch to this guy here using your right stick, right? So don't think this guy is automatic. Just automatic. You can manually move him, all right? Later, after he gets closest enough. All right. Drawback. Drawback, yeah. Drawbacks, I think in my experience, the drawbacks is obviously getting out of position. One thing is the super cancel. The super cancel is R2 and R1, right? You do not want to do it, the super cancel during defense, because it will use the call for pressure system here. So your player will be out of position. Never use super cancel when in defense. I repeat it again, never use super cancel during defense. Your player will be out of position. Regarding manual cursor change, you can switch the manual cursor change that RS right stick in the screen here. All right. I think in detail setting, you go to controller setting, then detail setting, the triangle Y, then go to here, manual cursor change from ball oriented to player oriented. So player oriented is the normal way. The previous patch is like that. Ball oriented is 0.9 eFootball. It's still there if you want to use that. But player oriented is definitely superior. How to play. To check all the in-game commands, go to command list during a match through the pause menu. If this is your first time playing eFootball 22, you can learn the basic commands in free training. All right, so this is basically covered above there, right? Already covered. So I'm not going to repeat this again. The feint, I think, no, it doesn't talk about feint here. How about here? Dream Team. I don't think I want to talk about Dream Team in this guide. It's more about how to play the game itself instead of Dream Team. All right. Let's see. Oh, this is but the UI there. What is this? This is worse than PowerPoint presentation for my boss. What is this? Okay. Player signing cards? No. Dream Team is not for this video. What else? General fixes. You can watch this. You can read this. I give the link in the description if you want to read more. Upcoming updates. Nah. Alright. So it doesn't talk about the feint, so I guess I will have to do, but I already covered the feints is the same actually. I will just do examples of it basically. it's still the same method. The drag back, the double touch, the rainbow flick, and the same skills is in there, like 0.9. You can watch my previous tutorial, but I will do examples of it so you can see how fluid it is in this game, quicker. All right, so I guess that's it. The ultimate guide by Mr. Konami for eFootball 22. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this one. I've been ranting quite a lot this time. And I guess I will see you guys in the next one.